Yikes, my guy. Peak Weimar. Click the links for Odyssey, Bit Chute. Join the Telegram for sure. Or support the channel on Coffee, and I can upgrade to a higher dollar phone. And go, why don't you use screen capture? Because this phone doesn't have that kind of capability. These 16 gigabyte phones, man, they are really, really outdated when the new ones are 64 gigs. Anyways, so ConOps Incorporated. Remember when South Park did that episode of Butt Buddies? And the lesbian goes, what about us lesbians? Nobody cares about lesbians. So Ruben and boyfriend buy a couple of babies. That's where we are now. And that's an issue for sure, though. Pete Buttigieg, the transportation guy, also did that. Took 3 months off in the middle of a shipping crisis. A little bit of a weird flex there, Biden. Buying the babies is just one aspect of the Peak Weimar humiliation ritual for the, I don't know what you want to classify Ruben as, where he falls on the political spectrums. Probably left of center, but not that far left. So the left thinks he's right, and the right knows he's left. So buying children is just kind of Peak Weimar. That's not the issue so much. It's that PragerU, that's Dennis Prager's site, and the Blaze congratulated Ruben and his husband for buying a child. Congratulations there, buddy. Best wishes. I'm sure things will work out just fine. That's more of the story, that the Prager, and to be fair, they did get ratioed. Prager and Blaze got ratioed pretty hard. It's like, so you guys are conservative. What exactly are you conserving? PragerU and Blaze? I forget the guy who owns the Blaze. But here's the thing, friends. The Gateway Pundit with Jim Hoff and the Rebel with Ira Levin, or whatever his name is. The Blaze and the Post Millennial with most millennials owned by like Hoffman or something like this, or PragerU, and there's a couple of other of these sites that are right in the middle of the political bell curve. That's what's known as ConOps right wing. Translation: it's not the right in any shape or form. They want fierce debate within this allowed spectrum, but you don't go outside that spectrum. Mark Dice called him out, to his credit. To be fair to Mark Dice, he's on a Telegram and Gab, and he's had a lot of based takes lately. And it's cool that he finds the time to post on Gab. I mean, he probably suspects he's going to get kicked off Twitter before too long. He's a guy who I kind of think is hiding his power levels on the normie sphere. And the thing is, with all these guys like Crowder, Mark Dice, Paul Joseph Watson, are those the last three guys who are on YouTube who were somewhere slightly to the right of the political spectrum? I think those guys, Anomaly, but he's not as big as those guys. And Anomaly is, holy shit, he's all the way based. Anomaly is our guy. I heard a debate with him. I would love to find this old video where he's talking to this an expert on some religion, and Anomaly just nailed this guy. I've never seen anything like it, where he asked the same question 3 times and he didn't get a response. He said, "Hey, I can't help but think you didn't." You're avoiding the question. I would love to find that old video. I kind of look for it. I'd have to talk to some of our people on Telegram to see if I could find that video. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen somebody pin somebody down. And usually when you're doing an interview, if somebody is dodging the question, you'll let them, maybe you'll follow up the first time. But if they dodge it again, you're not going to follow up a third time. But Anomaly did. And then the guy just kept deflecting and dodging, and you realize, like, he not only had made his point, he saw that this guy had avoided the question. I'll tell you the details on Telegram. I can't say it on YouTube. That was a trip. That's when I saw Anomaly. I'm like, holy shit, this guy is based. He is all the way based. He's an interesting guy. He said about them, he goes, I don't hate them, but I think they have interests adverse to ours, which is a great way of describing things. Anyway, so Ruben and boyfriend or husband buy a baby, and they rent a womb, use a woman like a cow, essentially. They didn't adopt a baby. That's something slightly different. They rented a woman to be used as their own personal cow, and then knowingly excluded her from the relationship. Like, well, it's fine. You get the position of liberals are trying to defend this renting a woman, but you don't have a whole lot of defense for this in the comments. Like, people are arguing back and forth because it's that issue of very few people are going to support excluding a mom from their kid's life unless there's a tragedy present. There's the parent dies, or they're unable to care for the kid, diminished capacity, something happens. Fair enough. That's not this. This is you're starting off excluding the mom from the kid's life. That says a lot about a society that would allow that. And you go like, well, what's in place to stop it? Oh, it's our Christian morality. It's like, well, country's really gotten away from Christianity. That's no longer a value, and you don't really have anything you can point to and say, in an economic zone, a commercial zone country that's controlled by bankers and big tech, there's nothing to stop this and the other future horrors that are on the horizon. And you go, oh, well, when they get to that point, we'll get out the pitchforks and the torches. They've already got drag kids on stage. It's a game theory scenario where you're not going to sacrifice for the country when the country isn't yours anymore. It's just an economic zone, a diverse multicultural zone. You're not going to do a great sacrifice to protect some kids that aren't of your tribe, because you're not save the country from what? It's going to be northern Mexico in 15 years anyway. It'll be a Mexican majority in 10 to 15 years. So there's no great sacrifice on the horizon because there's nothing to sacrifice for. That's why they wanted a diverse multicultural state, because in game theory, that's weakness. That whole concept of diversity is strength. Everyone knows that's not true, or everyone who's thought about it, like over the age of 25, you look around and you go like, yeah, that's not true. Historically speaking, and currently, that's not true. It's never been true. It's not even true in unions and in business settings. It's not true in any sociological, anthropological, or psychological setting. That's a material misrepresentation of reality. You're lying with this diversity as our strength. Where's that been true, Justin Trudeau? It's like, it's a lie. It's always been a lie. Kids need their moms. You get liberals trying to tie themselves in knots defending this, and then you have these ConOps Incorporated giving them a thumbs up, and then you're putting these milquetoast conservatives in this weird position of seeing PragerU and the Blaze congratulate Rubin. It's like, yeah, if you guys don't know who's pulling the strings by now, you got to kind of put on the They Live glasses a little bit and see who's running those websites. Prager, Blaze, Post Millennial. They're not run by conservatives, because conservatives conserve something. They how do I say this? They're very much not Christian, so they're not going to get on board any Christian values you might have. So you're at a point where you're purposely taking a kid away from the biological mom to be raised by two gay guys. Is that where we are as a society? Yeah, because there's nothing to stop it. Like, who in Congress is going to say, oh yeah, maybe this needs to be outlawed? It's like, how are you going to do that? You're trying to legislate morality to people who have no morals. You just trying to teach a parrot calculus or something. It's like the Constitution just is a piece of paper if it doesn't have a moral, high trust, high IQ people pulling the strings on it. It's nothing more than an economic zone where you're going to see these man-made horrors unimaginable because there's nothing in place to stop it. And honestly, at this point, even though I know a lot of our guys are not Christian because we're kind of further to the right than that, uniting around some kind of Christian nationalism at least provides a core dogma in place for normies to get behind, something to unite around and go like, oh yeah, we can't do this because it's degenerate. And you can just kind of nucleate around that concept of degeneracy. There's Deus Vult type of stuff. And, to be fair to Christianity, there was a very base contingent of Christians at one time in the past. Anyway, too base for YouTube? I don't know. Find out. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, support channel on Coffee if you can, and I will see you guys on Alt Media.